Hey everybody, hope y'all doing well today. We back with another episode of I Am Devil, episode number 6, I do believe. Yeah, if you want more content from me, don't be scared to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Let's get into the video. This episode starts off with Aunt Den bringing in a package from outside. Aunt Den noticed that Songprod and Peem are agitated and asks, "What's wrong?" Songprod says he didn't hide the marriage contract properly and never thought Soren would search his workroom. Aunt Den tells Songprod not to blame himself and it will be alright. Aunt Den now wants to focus on fixing the mess. Aunt Den suggests that Songprod divorce Mook and turn it into a cheating scandal since everything is out in the public. And I'm like, I guess this is the smart choice because Songprod didn't want Mook in that way and Mook didn't either. So this could work, but it'll just tarnish Mook and then make it look like she was just out in the streets running wild. But anyway, Aunt Den wants to know where Mook is at. Songprod says visiting grandma. Aunt Den is surprised because she thought Mook didn't want to go socialize or leave her room. That's why Aunt Den brought food and stuff. Songprod says he asked Dao to accompany Mook, so don't worry. Songprod asks about the box now, and Aunt Den has no clue what's in it. She just picked it up from in front of the house because it was under the sun and didn't want it to spoil. We jump to Mook at the hospital with Grandma, and she puts the hairpin in Grandma's hair and says, "You're so beautiful, Grandma." Like, what? Really? Beautiful? For real? Then says, "Cute" to Dao. Dao looks at Mook, then leaves. And I'm like, why was Dao struggling just to cut that apple? Why was she struck? Like, was the apple that hard? Or was the knife dull as hell? What's going on? I don't understand. Mook tells Grandma she'll be right back and leaves also. Mook informs Dao that Grandma keeps talking about Dao, saying she cute and whatever. Dao ain't impressed by Mook's small talk at the moment because she hasn't forgiven Mook yet. Mook asks, "What do I need to do to make you forgive me?" I'm like, Mook, girl, you can't make somebody forgive you. You can apologize and ask for forgiveness, and they can choose whether to forgive you or not. They hear someone in the room and goes to check it out, and it's Soren. Thor and Jabs talk about, "I just wanted to see my family room hasn't already turned into an outsider's room." I'm like, now hold on, Soren. Wasn't it just you last episode saying if it wasn't for Nita and her family, y'all business would be no more? So pipe all that shit down, talk about outsiders. Soren's like, I guess this is you and Songprod's deal, right? She gonna let it pass. Mook says thank you. Then Soren switches gears and says to Mook, "Since you'll do anything for money, do you want to work for me? If you can make Songprod marry Nita, name your price." Mook is toying with her saying, "Any price. I'm greedy, you know." Soren like, "Yeah, any price, as long as it's reasonable." I'm like, yes, Mook. Take her for everything she's got. Psych, I'm just joking, y'all. I'm playing. We ain't gonna do that. Soren has left and Dao is wondering what Mook was thinking. Mook like, girl, I wanted to make Soren and Songprod see the truth and also stop her from picking on me and my grandma. Mook then gets a text from Peem or Songprod, I don't know which one, and it shows something, it looks dead, was sent to the house. They checked the CCTV, but it didn't show who delivered the package. We skip to the tea gossiper talk about, remember when Mook married that high society guy? It was not that long ago, and now I'm hearing they getting a divorce. Now we with Nita still being the biggest hater, saying, "You went through all that trouble just to not marry me. Have you thought about my reputation?" Then Nut shows her a picture of Mook being unbothered by any of the mess. Nita knows the only thing Mook is scared of is her grandma, and Nita can't touch her, but still has one more card to play. She's gonna go visit Soren and Songprod, and we now at the hospital with Nita and Songprod. She talking about she here to make a deal. Then shows the picture of Mook and Dao kissing to him. She goes on saying, "Surprise, don't tell me you didn't know that your sister and your fake wife were having an affair behind your back. Shocking." I'm like, bruh, you really think he's surprised? Well, a little, because it's Dal in the picture and not Grace. But ain't it a sham marriage? Clearly you think he didn't know. Peem even can tell what them two had going on. Furthermore, you gonna be the one shocked, shook, and stunned when you find out he ain't even in the women. And most importantly, he's not into you. So you hype right now, just wait, girl. Anyway, Songprod needs to know where Nita got the pic. Nita tells him it didn't matter where she got the pic from. What matters is how surprised you are. She then taunts him by suggesting Soren sees the pic, then reminds him how Soren quickly arranged their marriage when just the rumor of him being gay started. Song Prods had enough and says, "Don't touch Dow." Nita like, "I will. I've got nothing to lose. You and me have been engaged since we were kids. Our marriage will happen." She ends it with telling him, "Think it over for a couple of days and hope Song Prod is ready." Song Prod is at the house. He just finished showing them the video of Mook and Dow kissing at the club. Mook says it's all her fault. Song Paul tells her it ain't. If you're looking for someone to blame, it's not Mook or Dow's fault. It's the person who recorded the video to blackmail us. They are to blame. Song Paul and Dow go to talk. Song Paul tells her he knew for a while that her and Mook was doing the things because he saw them on the CCTV. He continues saying, "I didn't ask because I thought you'd tell me when you were ready." Again, Gold Star brother right here. Man's been a green flag since day one. My older brother should take notes. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Back to them. He then asks Dow if she knows what kind of person Mook is. Dow still ain't speak. He tells her Mook isn't bad, but in terms of love, she's not ready. Dow finally speaks and says she knows about Mook. Sungprot says, "Alright, since you know, that means you've decided. Whatever happens next, just remember I'm always here for you." And they hug it out. We with Mook and Peem, she playing with the keychain. That's what it is now. That I thought was a dead animal. But whatever. Peem and I are thinking alike, saying, "Ew." Mook talk about she sanitized it. He then asks if Mook thought of a way to help Song Pro. Mook like, "Yep," and then shows Peem a pic of a woman from the club who's Nita's sister and believes she's the one behind the leaked footage. This will be how she helped Song Pro. We back at the hospital with Nita and Mook. Nita asks what Mook is doing. She says, "Making a deal just like you did with Songpro," and tells Nita to take a look at the phone. It's a video of Nita's sister drinking and making out with some woman in the club. Nita is stunned. Mook asks, "Didn't you know your sister often goes to the club? It's a club for girls, right? You know, it's a sapphic club." She tells Nita, "If you think of hurting others, to make sure you have no weaknesses of your own." Mook continues with, "I heard your parents don't like people like us. How do you think your parents will react if they find out about your sister?" I'm like, "Oh, don't do that. Hold on, Mook. Please don't do that, because that's not your place to go and tell someone else's business. It's really not. They'll tell when they're ready to tell, okay? Mook, do not do that." Mook ends it by telling Nita she started this and asks if she's willing to trade. Nita's at her house and isn't handling this tit for tat as well as she thought. When Natty comes in talking about she released a video, Nita like, "What you talking about? What clip? What video?" Natty says, "Mook's clip. Since you didn't do anything, I did it." Nita is done and pushes Natty and then asks her if she was dating a girl. Natty ain't say nothing. Nita like, "You know what our parents are like, Natty." Natty asks, "Who told you?" Nita tells Natty, "Since you released Mook's video, Mook's going to release hers. So be prepared." We hop over with Mook and company, and Mook can't believe Nita released the video. Everyone is shook, but Dow is crying and needs to be alone for a while. I'm like, yeah, true. I would have to be alone too, especially because we didn't know if Dow had told anybody she liked women or just Mook in general. So Natty might have outed her, probably. Return to the story. Sungpaw gets a call from Soren and she wants to talk to Dow immediately. Dow meets with Soren and Soren's like, "Do you have anything to say to me?" Then tells her just to go pack her bags and go back to England and think about what happened. If she can't figure it out, don't come back. We with Mook and she gets a call from Soren talking about stop messing with Dow and everything. You understand? Mook probably not even caring what Soren telling her right now. Mook sees Dow being talked about in the hospital waiting area and comes to cover her and tells her to come on and don't ask anything. Mook escorts her outside and tells Dow she's going out. Don't follow her. Mook gets in the car and gets a call from Peen. He calling to inform Mook that the sponsor he was on the phone with wants to make a GL series with her and Grace, but he rejected it already. She like, nah. I'm in for the project. Accept it. And Mook also tells him she's going to the club, so don't send anyone. I'm like, yeah, get a bag, get that coin. But they couldn't find a different co-star for you, Mook. That's crazy. I guess since the ship is sailing and whatnot, they gonna keep using you and Grace together. Whatever. She at the club now, drunk, and about to kiss the woman from last episode who was also drunk. And the woman tells her not to kiss her. because it'll be a scandal. Dao comes in the frame and is devastated. Mook just kisses her anyway, and not just her, some other people too. When it's Dao's turn, Dao pushes her away. Mook says she told Pim not to send anyone, so why did you follow me? Dao tearfully wants to know if Mook is just brushing her off. Mook tells her to think whatever you want. Off to Nita now. She gets a call from Natty letting her know that their dad hit her really hard and is now hurt so much that there's blood, and please come to help. Back with the tea gossiper, she like, don't waste time figuring out who Mook kissed cause there's so many pictures. She goes on to talk about a Mook great ship and said they'll be in a project together, so let's board the ship. Mook is at the hospital feeding her grandma and tells her to eat more so she'll remember Mook. Grandma says, did I forget you? And asks where Dal is and why she doesn't visit her anymore. Mook like, don't count on her coming back. Soren comes in stating the obvious, saying Dow's going back to England tomorrow. Soren tells Mook she'll move her grandma to a VIP room. It's sort of like the current one, but not. And lastly, leave Songpral's house because everything needs to go back to how it was prior to you. Then looks at grandma's hairpin and rushes to her office. Mook is at home on the phone with Pim. He tells her he out with Songpral running errands and he sent the script for the series to her email. She says okay, then ends the call. Mook gingerly approaches a crying Dao, telling her please don't cry. Dao explains that she doesn't like when Mook is cold to her and then asks her not to be cold to her because it hurts. Mook's sorry and doesn't know what to do and asks what should she do. They just cry and hug it out. They in the bathtub now and having a touching moment. Nothing too much. I'm gonna see if I can show a little bit more. They then wind up in the bed and still having a moment. We cut to Nita getting chewed up by her parents, saying how both Nita and her sister are useless, and questioning if they need to hit her harder to make her think. Nita calls someone for help and wants to know where Mook's fans ordered the food support from. The person on the phone asks what Nita is doing. She says making my parents proud. And to just get the info, we now at a photo shoot for Mook for the series. Dao there, Peen too. Peen asks Dao when her flight leaves and says Songpral will take her to her favorite restaurant before sending you off. Dao's like, okay, that's great. Now Mook, I'm looking over like she looking so disconnected from the shoot because she focused on Dao and nothing more so much that everyone is noticing. Like it's that bad. Anyway, Peen asks if Dao's okay with going back to England. Dao's like, I have no choice. This trip to Thailand was only to visit Songpral. Plus I need to go back to my company. She says I'll go back and rethink the situation. They wrap up the shoot. Mook hands Peen and Dao juice because it has too much sugar and Mook can't drink it. Dao drinks some of the juice and collapses and starts foaming at the mouth. Everyone is asking what's wrong. Peen yells out to call the ambulance. Random calls the ambulance, and we've ended the episode there, y'all. Yep, this was a heavy episode. From people outing each other to abusive parents. Now we've got a poisoning at the final end. This was too much. Hopefully Dao pulls through. I want to know if Nita truly wants to marry Songpral or if she's doing it because her parents want her to. Because Songpral keeps telling Soren he ain't with it. And looking at both Soren and Nita's parents, they're the same. They don't like the fact that their child don't go the path that they choose for them and lashes out when they don't follow it. But that's it, y'all. Subscribe and share the video for more shows y'all want me to recap. Be safe. See you in the next video. Later, y'all.